the live stream of live snails and Rio down.
Awesome.
That was
Awesome.
the snails.
Oh, and now you're lagging a little bit. As soon as I hit that, now
And
you're, and now it's back, I think. All right. Hey, everybody. Hi. All right. So, uh, there's our guest who was serenading us. Um, and I just want to say something really quick. Roxanne, you're in here, and Lavinia, right? What are we going to
uh,
call you?
well, you can call me Lav. That's just the
Okay.
easiest
Okay.
thing. But it's pronounced Lavinia. For
Lavinia.
yeah,
Okay.
I can explain the weird spelling in a little bit.
Okay. So, Lav and I were talking backstage, Roxy, and you guys have a ton in common, and I think you guys should be best friends from now on. So no pressure or anything, but I think maybe I think there's something there. You guys could be best friends.
Yeah, I definitely bonded through the screen with her, and she has no idea.
So we're getting the hashtag tug of war, and that's a very inappropriate thing that I did because I do lots of inappropriate things in other people's streams.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's fun.
yeah, and I guess people get a little upset with me because I don't do inappropriate things in my streams as much. I guess they're not upset, but they pick on me for it because they go to their streams and I'm a bad guy. I'm a really dirty old man, and in my stream I'm not. So that's what the tug of war thing is. So, anyways, hi.
Hi,
It's good to see you. Thanks so much
good
for
to
coming
see
up.
you. Thank you
Um,
very much for having me. Thank you
uh,
for thinking of me. I was really honored when you asked.
oh
So,
yeah, it worked out good because well, some things have changed with the Our Fish Collective and the waterfront situation stuff. But you're sort of involved with both Trent at Well Done and Guppy Guru. You know, there was you were sort of involved with that team a little bit, so it felt right to have the three of you in a row.
oh, cool. Well,
You know,
thank you.
um,
Thank you.
and Lav has amazing mystery snails. I have an unboxing. Jess, I just saw Jess come in. Um, Jess has an unboxing from Lav. She does an amazing job with the packaging. There's
Oh,
nobody out there who does a better job with the packaging than Lav. Now, other
thank you.
people do a good job, and you get your stuff and they're alive, but Lav goes the extra mile.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. They're honestly, they're so special to me that I package them the way that I would want to receive them.
Gotcha.
They're just so special, so they should be packaged specially.
Well, you definitely do a great job at it. And
Thank
again,
you.
real quick, I want to run through. We've got 31 people in. Susan's here. Patty's here. I don't. It takes forever to say hi to everybody, but hi everybody. Um, so again, for people that aren't used to coming in, the whole first half it'll just be Lav and I talking. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to learn about her and her background and stuff. And then the second half we'll open up for questions from the chat. So I don't even really look at the chat too much. So I apologize if you're saying hi or you're asking questions and I don't see it. Save all that for the second half. All right. And another thing before we got started, since we do have 31 people in here, I want to challenge the Fish fam to something.
Dun dun dun.
All these live streams, right? I'm in a ton of different live streams, and quite often I see new people come into those live streams and they say hi, and they don't really get recognized too much. The rest of us are saying hi to each other because we know each other, we've been around for at least a few months, and we sort of skip those new people that come in. So I want to challenge the
I
Fish fam,
agree.
myself included, to say hi to somebody new in a live stream. Like Chevy
Yes.
Fish, she says hi to everybody. Be like Chevy,
Yes.
just say hi. You know,
She is so nice.
she is super nice. All right, I think I got all of that out of my system. So
Hi, all new people.
there you go. Excuse me. I better open up this drink here. All right. So Lav,
Yes.
let's start at the beginning.
Oh boy.
Where were you born? No, we don't need to go back that far. Where do you live currently? Not the street address, obviously.
Right, my address is 270 no,
Actually, I probably
I
have it.
true. I live in Rhode Island. I sort of live in the middle of the state, but Rhode Island is very tiny. You can get from one end to the other. If there was no traffic, probably in 30 minutes, but with traffic, it takes about 45. I grew up in the southern part of Rhode Island, so I was 5 minutes from the beach,
Nice.
and lived there all my life. Went to college here at the University of Rhode Island, and then left and went to New York City. And I don't know, you want me to keep
No,
going?
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just feel comfortable with however far you want to go.
Sure.
So you grew up. You've only lived in New York City and Rhode Island. Are those the only two places, or?
Well, no. Okay, so I'm 40 years old. So I lived in New York. I lived in New York for quite a few years, and then I actually auditioned for the Disney company in New York City, and I ended up getting a job with them. So I moved to Florida, and I lived there for quite a while, and I hated every second of it. I apologize to anyone who lives in Florida, but for a few different reasons. So I worked, but it was kind of magical working for Disney, and then I came home. I moved back to New York City for a little while, and then the economy exploded in 2008,
Mm.
and I lost my day job. So as an actor, um, losing their day job, it just started to get really tough to audition for shows and keep trying to go after the Broadway dream. So I came home, and I ended up finishing a few classes that I had to do for that actual piece of paper, and I got my actual diploma, and then met my husband, and sort of the rest is history. We've made a beautiful home together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the
so,
short version.
and we'll dig into parts of that.
Sure.
So you on Broadway then? You were actually an actor on Broadway?
Well, I was on off Broadway. I auditioned
Okay.
for quite a few Broadway shows. I got pretty close, but one thing you learn quickly in that world is that there's always someone younger, there's always someone prettier, there's always someone better,
Mm,
and sometimes they choose them.
gotcha.
So,
Well, you can see
uh,
me. There's always going to be somebody prettier.
oh no, Rico, the hair though, that color. Women pay for that color.
They don't pay me for that color. I'll tell you that. Anyways, you know,
But yeah,
um,
so I did do an off-Broadway show, which is definitely an experience, to have that on a resume. So that was great. And I went to a conservatory in New York City after college. It was sort of like a Broadway boot camp. It was called AMDA, the American Musical Dramatic Academy.
hmm, okay.
So I basically woke up at 5 a.m. every day and danced my face off and sang my face off, and then um, did homework, went to bed at 9 o'clock at night, woke up and did it all over again.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun. But so
But
that's
did
how
it,
I landed my Disney job, because the audition came through the school. And so I went to that cattle call, and I originally actually auditioned for a cruise line, but and Tokyo Disney, I think, is what the
ooh,
audition was originally for,
ooh,
but
that would have been sort of cool. What did
it
you
would
do
have.
at what did you do at Disney?
Yeah, so I was really good friends, is what we like to call it, with multiple characters.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also worked for extra money at the MGM Great Movie Ride, if you've ever been there.
I have not. Yeah, I haven't been to Florida since I was a little kid.
So it's basically just like a 7-page monologue where you have to drive a little tram through
Oh, okay.
people through a little thing, and then you act out a scene, and
that
it was fun.
sounds really cool, though.
It was. And the Make-A-Wish kids were probably one of the best parts about working at Disney.
Uh,
Definitely.
so you would see. How did that work? I mean, was it just every once in a while there would be a family that came through that was, or how
Yeah,
did that?
Yeah, every once in a while, depending on what character the child would ask for.
Gotcha.
Um, if you happen to be working that shift, depending on what the special circumstance was, for me, I was really good friends with Buzz Lightyear that day.
Cool.
And so Buzz and Woody, the child had some sort of photosensitivity to the sun.
Oh,
So they opened the park rather at nighttime as we went around, they opened all the rides for him and we rode on the rides. Buzz couldn't fit on all the rides, but we did go on quite a few rides with him, which was very cool.
oh, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kaylor said Florida's a state now. Oh, sorry. I said I don't look at chat, and here I am reading.
It is
chat.
beautiful. There are I don't want to diss Florida completely. Sure. It is beautiful. I love Key West and the Keys.
I've never been. And again, I don't really remember too much because I was with my dad. He used to drive RVs for a living. He would drive them from the factory to the dealerships, and so I would go with him when I was little.
Oh, fun.
You know, we're talking early '60s, and so we would drive and go through all these different places. So I don't really remember them too much, but I know I was there. So
yeah, my dad builds boats. I don't know if he's watching. Hi, Dad. We love your boats. Cool.
We will try not to say anything inappropriate then, in case your dad or watching.
I'm 40 years old. It's like it's okay.
It doesn't matter. I have a daughter too, so it doesn't matter if you're 40 years old. You're still his little girl.
True. But yeah, my dad's boats. Oh my gosh, they're works of art, is putting it mildly.
So he does it like handcrafted stuff, or I mean. Yeah. You want to go into that a little bit? I'm interested.
Oh yeah, sure. It's amazing. It's like I said, it's a work of art. Not everyone can do it. They're steamboats primarily, so they run off of different type of steam engines. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say something wrong, and I'm gonna see him tomorrow. He's gonna be like, Heidi, that's not how it works. But a couple projects that I'm really proud of him for. Have you seen the African Queen?
Yes.
So
the actual
boat, the actual boat from the movie, gosh, is kept in the Keys, and my father is really the only one who knows how to work on that sort of boiler that is in that boat. So when I was a teenager, that boat was in my dad's shop. Wow. And so for like someone who loves Katharine Hepburn, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I sat on the back of it and posed. I think we still have those pictures somewhere.
Oh, we got to see those. You got to get those somehow.
Very proud of my dad for his craftsmanship. Definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I do love that movie. I haven't seen it in a million years, but I still remember
it's an old
walking
one.
through the leeches. Excuse me. I keep looking at the chat. I got to stop looking at the chat. So how long?
I made it so small.
How long? That's a good idea. I should minimize it. How long did you say you were in Disney? At Disney?
It was just about a little over a year, about 16 months.
And then you went back to New York City.
I went back to Rhode Island, and then I went back to New York.
Okay.
And really started pounding the pavement and trying to, get on the Great White Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did you go the second time in New York City then?
Oh my God. I was thinking you were going to ask me how long I'd been to each of these places, and I have such a bad year recollection.
I gotcha.
It was a few years.
Okay. That's good.
And then
And then you moved back home. Now, how long have you been married?
Yeah, we got married in 2012. So 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a daughter.
We have a daughter. Yes.
Okay. Who's been 4. In some of your videos, right? She's helped you in some of them, right?
She's very helpful.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of them. I think I've mentioned you got a great helper there or something like that.
Yes. I do try not to show her face, but I sometimes she's just so adorable. You have to include it.
Yeah. And you have let's see, pets. We know snails. We
Yeah,
know
there's a
different types of
dog right
fish.
here. I don't know if
And
she'll sit up, but
let's actually, because this dog is beautiful, so I want people to be able to see it. So let's do
oh,
that.
she's sleeping. You can only see her
Oh,
butt right now. That's not a very good.
but
Kohana,
that's a
Coco,
cute butt. Look at
can you
her.
see her?
Oh, she's like, what? I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, she's a Shiba Inu.
Look at
She's
her.
actually as old as I've been married, so actually a
Really?
year older, so she's 10. She might look up like a puppy, but she's 10.
She looks so fluffy. I love dogs.
She
I
is.
love
She
dogs.
sheds a lot. A lot.
Yeah, ours do too. Well, one of them does. We've got a little one who does. She's half Papillon, so she's got that
Oh,
long hair.
and the
Um,
ears.
and there's stuff going on in the chat. I'm just not even going to look at it, but they're trying to draw me in. They're evil people, I tell you. Every single one of them.
We can
Every
talk about whatever.
There's 47 people in here, and
Woo!
I think Daniel Velez is the only decent one. I think all the rest of them are just horrible, horrible people.
Oh,
They know I love them.
Riddle's here.
Oh yeah,
Riddle.
he's not bad. He's okay.
I love him.
um,
He's so helpful.
Fish Fam is awesome. They know I love them. They're a great group of people. There's hardly any people that I don't like in the Fish Fam. I should have said none, but I did say hardly any. We won't go into that. When did you first start selling? I knew I was going to have to say this. Selling snails. I did it.
Yeah, so okay, so I've only been in the hobby for almost 3 years. I think
Okay.
my daughter was a little over, oh, she was almost 2. And it started because my mom bought my daughter a betta fish, and she brought the betta home in a bowl.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the bowl after my daughter went to bed, and I was like, there's got to be a better way for this guy. That can't be really happy in there.
Yeah.
He looks cold, you know? And so I started doing some research and got him a better tank. And then, I don't know, I was reading somewhere and a mystery snail popped up. And I was like, whoa, what's that thing?
Just like instantly you were hooked on them, how you were taken by them.
Yes, obsessed. And then every time I went to a pet store, I would buy a mystery snail. But, they only have like black, gold, ivory, and blue usually at the pet store. It's kind of rare if you find another color there. So my first round of snails I ordered from Aquatic Arts,
Oh,
and I
okay.
love that company. Wonderful company, wonderful
Yeah.
company, wonderful company. That first round of snails died.
Oh.
Every single one of them.
Oh.
Half of them were dead on arrival, which I did email them, and I was like, they're dead. And they were like, well, we add extras in case of death. And I was like, that's going to be my policy too. And so I do, everyone who's bought snails from me, if they're in the chat, I always add an extra or 2 of the color if I can spare it. So just in case. But then after they died, I was like, that's it. I'm not giving up. I'm getting double next time in case they don't, in case they die again. And so I did.
Did you get from Aquatic Arts again?
I did.
Nice. And then the second time, how did that work out a little better? Okay.
They all lived.
Yeah.
Yep.
I bought from them too, and yeah, no problems with them at all. They were very. I actually was worried. I bought some spotted Raphael catfish from them, and I thought one of them was going to die. So I messaged them, and they responded very quickly and said, "Okay, just let us know. Keep us in the loop." And actually, he's doing fine. He made it, but he was like just floating on the top. He let me touch him. He was hardly even moving. I was like, no, he's not going to make it. And then now that's been maybe 2 weeks, and he's doing amazing. So
that's great.
They're awesome little guys.
Who'd you get your crayfish from?
Actually, I got it from a store around here. I don't know how widespread they are. It's called Country Max. It's like a Tractor Supply type store.
Oh, cool.
We actually have a Fish Fam member who runs one that's a different direction. That's actually my closest fish store, really. It's about 40 minutes from me. But this time I had to go south for some adulting. I had to actually leave the house for the first time in months. And
I hate when I have to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often, but I had to leave. And I stopped there on the way back, and I just happened to see it, and I spent an hour just watching it before I decided. And I kept trying to look it up because they called it a blue lobster, and I was like,
Mm,
so I didn't know what it was, and I still don't know exactly what type it is. I don't know if it's that Pennsylvania one or the Florida one. Um, I have no
right.
idea, but I haven't really looked yet. I haven't
Yeah.
paid too much. I've been trying to just let him, do his thing.
Yeah.
You have some, but yours are.
They're not okay. They're not mine. We'll
Oh,
just
okay.
preface that. Though they are my husband's, and I know he's watching the stream. So they are my husband's, and actually they is only one now.
Oh,
Well, yeah, the blue and purple one, which is
yeah,
called the Thunderbolt crayfish, was just gorgeous. I
it
mean, we
is.
saw him in our local fish store and we were like, we're buying it. We'll figure out where to put it.
Yeah,
But she, Nebula, we named her. I think she brutally murdered the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good name then.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not nice to everyone. But if you look at one of my most recent Instagram posts,
Yeah,
she has a snail that they are buddies. The snail climbs over her face. She never like clips at his feet or anything, or his foot. One singular.
yeah. I watched that last night actually because I think you posted it just right before I posted mine. I think it was because I looked and you just happened to be in the feed, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I just posted the video of mine. So I think you did just minutes before I did.
Yeah, I think they're cool.
I love them. I might expand on that a little bit. That might
I
be
might get the tiny ones. I think they're called
okay.
Mexican crayfish,
Yeah,
maybe?
somebody has some of those. Maybe Big J. I
Mariddle
can't
would know.
remember. He knows everything.
Mexican crayfish? I can't remember. They're
What's good
tiny and
about
red.
what's good about Riddle is he knows everything, but he doesn't let you know that he knows everything until it's time.
I
You know what I'm
he's
saying? It's not.
I don't
It's
wanna
not in
say
your face.
this, like, on this stream so everyone starts asking him questions, but if I have a problem, like a serious problem, I hound him, like, "Help me." Yeah. He's really the only one that I'm like, Can you help me?"
Well, he's a great guy. I even did a shout out video for him, and I've done very few of those. And like I said, everybody that's in here right now is an awesome. I mean, I've been looking. They're all people I consider friends, and they're
Oh,
all
yeah,
just awesome
same.
people. Look at that! Even Chris Biggs is in here. Wow, that's amazing. I don't know if you've watched Chris's stuff, but Chris lives on a farm in Canada, and he just has an amazing collection of wildlife. I mean, all different kinds. He's big into isopods. He's got really cool fish. And he's
I
called the
think I
Mad
have, actually.
Aquarius. The
Oh,
Mad
yes.
Aquarius. Yeah.
I
Uh,
have. I do
Great
enjoy
guy.
that channel.
And I'm working on him to, he said, oh, stop.
But
I'm working on him.
I just remembered, I didn't even answer your question. So, like 2 years ago, I've been selling snails.
Okay. That's good. You kept that because that was already
Year and
out
a
of the
half,
mind.
year
Yeah.
and a half. Actually,
And
yeah, summer.
has it always been on ourfishcollective.com? Is that where you
Well,
started?
nope, I started just through Instagram, I would just through posts, if you wanna buy them, and then I had sort of a big paragraph I would keep on the clipboard on my phone, and then if someone asked me about them, I would just give them that sort of blurb of the prices and how much shipping is and stuff, and so that's how I did things for quite a few months.
Wow. And how
Yeah.
did you get hooked up with our fish collective then?
Peter, Guppy Guru, actually said, "Hey, you might be interested in selling your snails through here." Um, and he was like, "I already received snails from you, so you don't need a test shipment
Oh,
because
nice.
they make you do a test shipment, you
Yeah,
know."
yeah. Which is good.
And
I
oh
like when they
yeah,
do that.
yeah,
Make sure people know what they're doing. That's great.
definitely, definitely. But that's one of the reasons I haven't sold any guppies. People have asked me a couple times, like, "Oh, your guppies are really cool. Could you sell them?" And the answer is yes, like if you're local to me, but I wouldn't know the first thing about shipping fish.
Yeah. There's who is it Dan's Fish who did a video just recently about it, about shipping fish. I can't remember who it was. Somebody did a very in-depth, well rounded video on shipping fish. I hopefully somebody will remember and put it in the chat.
Well, if I do it one day, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, because I'm sure I'm going to do it too. I'm really not interested in selling off anything, but I do want to give away a bunch of stuff. Like I have a lot of shrimp, so I'm getting to the point where I'll have to move some soon.
Mhm.
I want to get rid of some guppies, and I don't want to sell them. I just want to maybe somebody pays for shipping, and that's it. Anyways, let's sort of switch gears a little bit. I know you're a geek.
I am.
You like to play video games. You're a big
I do.
WoW is your game right now.
WoW is my game now and forever, forevermore. For the Horde.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
long have you been playing that?
Okay, so I moved home in 2000. Okay, so 2007 I started.
Oh wow, yeah. So
Yeah.
quite a while.
I'm obsessed. I
Yeah,
love it. I don't have as much time these days with my new small business and my 4-year-old daughter and running my home and my other weird hobbies that I like to do. But I do game when I can, and I
gotcha.
definitely need to get back into raiding, which I love doing. So
It's funny. I love when gaming is such a widespread thing. There's so many different people from all walks of life who do it, and you just want to think of because it used to be back in the day it was just a bunch of geeky guys, but now it's everybody. I mean,
yeah,
you are the farthest from a geeky guy. I'll just say that. So
no, I actually am. Because pretty soon, in order for me to read the chat, I'm gonna have to put these on.
oh.
But no, actually, I completely agree with you. And what's really awesome is that some of the people that I gamed with back in 2007, 2008, they're still my friends. I
Yeah.
still talk to them. And, even though I've never met them
Yep.
in person,
Yep.
they are my friends. Like
Yep.
some of them are my family. So,
I get it.
yeah.
I started playing a game called Asheron's Call in 1998. I got to beta test it, and it came out in '99, I think, or late '98 or early '99, I think, is when it came out. And I played that for I don't know, 2010, maybe something like that, for at least 10 years.
Mhm.
And the same thing. It's the same type of game. It's a fantasy role playing MMO. So it's
Yeah.
a lot like WoW. But the same thing. I met people there that I considered family and just awesome, amazing friends.
Yeah. You were talking in another stream about the first console that we ever owned. And
What
if
was
my
yours?
brother's watching this, we had an Atari. It was
Yeah,
great. I
the
loved it.
2600.
My
Yeah.
brother played it a lot. And then after that, we had a Sega. And his line to me usually was like, "Sure, you can play after I die."
Oh, yep.
And
And then
then
he
he
didn't
wouldn't
die for
die.
6 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's really
So
good.
he's your older brother then, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, we had Pong was our first console. So that was like, I don't
yep,
know, 1971 or something, 1972, I think is when it came out, something
yeah.
like that. It was fun.
I'm an
Um,
'80s baby, so
you
we had
mentioned go ahead.
things like that. Oh, I was just gonna say I'm born in the '80s, so I had I had all the early stuff too.
And
I
and
loved it.
you've been a gamer since then. You've loved him since then, and you
Well,
always, even when you
kind of. I was
yeah.
big into theater in my teenage and early 20 years, so I didn't play too many video games. I was
Okay.
way too focused on a different prize.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned all the other hobbies that you had. Though you said your weird little hobbies. What are some of those? What are some of the other hobbies that, especially the weird ones? I want to hear the weird ones. I like weird.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Well, we'll start from not so weird to weird.
Okay.
First of all, I can't tell you how many weird looks from people in the fish hobby when I say that I have snail tanks and I breed snails. So
Yeah.
that's weird. Let's just start there. Second of all, I have a pretty substantial plant addiction.
Nice. Yep. I
That's
see all
not
of
that
them.
weird
Hey,
because there's a lot of plant people.
yeah.
I think my weirdest one is that I like to build miniatures,
Oh,
like
that's not weird.
little miniature rooms and miniature houses. I have
Oh,
an
so like
unfinished one over here.
dioramas and stuff, more like a diorama, not just a little miniature
Kind
figures,
of.
but more of a.
Yeah, like a full room. I don't know. If you anyone checks out my Instagram and I've passed bored people with my look at my miniature, you know. I
That's
actually
awesome.
have one right here. Hold on one
Yeah,
second.
yeah. Let's see it.
I'm gonna throw things around while I grab it. It's halfway done though, so you can't really. It's gonna be weird trying to
Here,
show
hold
it
on.
to
Let
the
me.
camera.
Yeah, I know that's always difficult. Let me get you up here too.
Oh yeah, this is my weird thing that I do.
Wow, look at that.
But it's undone. It's not finished. I have to do the living room and everything, so.
So, and you just like to. There's not a like a. This is gonna sound weird. There's not like a purpose for those. It's not like you're imagining a home or something like that. It's more just fun to put it together, like almost. I don't know, almost like a dollhouse. That
Yeah,
sounds that sounds sexist, and I
uh,
don't mean it like that, but
not at all.
you know,
It's a dollhouse that I don't want anyone to play with ever.
gotcha. That's
A
that's
lot of
cool.
a lot of them have dust covers. All of them have working lights. Some of them have music boxes. I don't know. It's fun to do. Am a very crafty, artsy, crafty person. So if there's anything they come in kits.
Okay, I was
Um,
going to ask.
it's very elaborate. The one I'm working on here, all the instructions are in Chinese. So I have to just go by the pictures,
Gotcha.
which is why it's taking me a little bit longer than a few that I've
I,
done
I was
before.
I was going to ask about that because I wondered if you had maybe um, made any. Do you make any of the stuff from hand that goes in these?
No,
Everything's in
I
the kit.
wouldn't know how to do that.
Okay, okay. It's all in
Uh,
the kit. Okay,
yeah,
that's cool. Now, and it's weird.
it is weird. Isn't
It
that
is
weird?
weird. It is. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is
that
pretty
kind of.
weird.
That's what I like. I love off the beaten track kind of stuff, and I love finding out about that kind of stuff about people. That you do something that's so cool, but it's so friggin' weird at the same time. It's a
Yeah, it
combination.
is weird.
But it's cool though. It's
I
awesome.
love them. I love them.
How
I
many
have
of them?
one. Oh,
Go ahead.
my clock's going off. I don't know if you're gonna hear my grandfather clock. I apologize.
Not hearing it.
Oh, good. It's a good headset.
I'm actually disappointed.
It was really pretty. I love my grandfather clock.
Um,
Um,
how
what
many
was
of
your
them do you
question?
have? How many of those have you done?
Um, 6,
Nice.
6 or 7.
And are they
6.
all that same type that you showed us? I mean, sort of like,
Some of them.
do you have one that's like a dungeon?
Wouldn't that be awesome? I want to do a dungeon miniature. That would be great.
And of course, my mind was going in other places with the dungeon, but
Hey, that would be really fun though to make.
yeah,
No, I have one that's probably my favorite, which is a garden cafe. So plants everywhere. I have another one that's a greenhouse. I really love that. I have quite a few that are just one room,
yeah,
like a living room or a study. So those are fun. I
that
like
is
to do them.
that is very cool. I love that. Um, that's the best thing so far. All this other stuff is cool, but that's the best thing so far. Um,
It's definitely weird.
is there any other hobbies? As we cover most of them. So you got gaming. You've got what do you call those? Are they just
The
miniatures?
miniatures,
Okay.
miniature kits. Yeah.
Um, you've got any other pets or livestock that you keep other than the guppies, the pea puffers, and the snails?
Guppies, pea puffers, snails. I have a dog.
Oh yeah, yeah. And what does your
Um,
husband keep? Does he keep more than just the?
yeah, so he has a couple angelfish. He's got crayfish. He has some autos. I also have auto sinklets in here.
Oh,
There's
okay.
about 4 of them in there.
Nice,
You
nice.
never see them until the lights go out.
Yeah.
But what else does he have down there? He has a bunch of snails with no tentacles, which I make him feel bad about every chance that I can. But they're good. They're surviving. Actually, our biggest mystery snail in this house lives in his tank, and her name is Bertha, and she is girthy. She's huge.
Nice.
She really is. Yeah.
You mentioned that he often is on the road to other parts of the world. Can you tell us
Yep.
what he does? Do you?
Sure. Yeah. He sells flexible circuits. God, I'm going to say something wrong here. He sells flexible circuits primarily in automobiles, but they're also in probably your phone.
Okay.
So if you have an iPhone, his
Yeah.
circuit is in there. And so he travels pre-COVID, he would travel all over the world, Thailand primarily, China, Mexico, really fancy Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a really fancy Michigan? I
No, I
wasn't
was
aware of
just I think it's funny because that's where the main one of the main offices is, so Michigan.
Is that Foxconn? Was that
Foxconn. No.
maybe that's Wisconsin? Maybe that was Wisconsin.
No, it's a company called I can say the company.
If don't feel, yeah, that's okay. I mean, I don't want you to.
I don't wanna get in
Yeah,
trouble
yeah.
with, like, the main
Yeah, that's
company,
fine.
which sound yeah.
Yeah, we won't even go in there.
Unless he yells at me from downstairs like, "Go ahead!"
How long has he been doing that?
I think it was the year we got married, he started with that company,
Gotcha.
and, yeah. He went to Northeastern University. He played hockey for a long
Oh,
time.
cool.
Yep. He's great. We met online. Everyone likes to wonder how people meet
Yeah.
sometimes. We met online, so that was pretty cool.
How did you meet online? Was it through an app? Was it? I mean, you don't have to give me
Yep.
details, obviously, but
I put plentyoffish.com. Go use it. Find the love of your life.
plentyoffish.com.
Yep. Just weed out the weirdos.
Fine.
He just yelled at me, and I had my headset so good I can't hear what he said.
Does he do anything with the fish fam at all, or is he too busy really for
No, yeah,
this nonsense?
He's too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured most people are. All right. Well, we're a little bit after 7:00, so let's go ahead.
Oh, yes, we should read the chat now.
Yeah, and I'd like to apologize in advance for everybody.
I'll apologize for my glasses.
So, excuse me. So yeah, now's a good time. Anybody in the chat, if you've got some questions, now's a good time to ask them. Doesn't have to be fish related or snail related.
Yeah, and we can ask snail questions too. I was actually thinking about this earlier. Now that I've broken the ice of my anxiety of streaming, I need to figure out what everyone's schedule is for streaming, and then maybe just do like an hour-long snail stream a week to sort of answer some questions. Because the whole reason that I started my YouTube channel is that there's not a lot of information on mystery snails. And so when I first started, I found it was so much trial and error. Like, what do I do? How do I do it? What's best for them? And I would refer to information on apple snails a lot, but they're really not the same. So
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I just had an invader, so I need to.
That's okay. Manes, tails, fur, and fins. I'm glad your snails are doing great.
Jess is awesome. She did that unboxing of yours as well. She just did a video the other day.
I should look that up. I had no idea.
Okay, hold on one second, and I will be right back. I can hear you though.
I'm here.
You can talk.
I'm kind of reading chat, so thank you, Myrtle, for putting up things.
Okay, sorry about that.
Why are they called mystery snails? Well, they're called mystery snails because there are so many different types of species of mystery snails that it's really a mystery sometimes which one they are. Some people say that they're called mystery snails because it's a mystery how to tell their gender, but if you've been doing that for a little while, that becomes sort of easy.
Gotcha.
And
Uh,
then,
I did see a question from, or not a question, but just something, Mickey. Uh, he's in, I want to say Sweden. I'm probably getting that wrong. Awesome guy. He said all miniature nerds need to check miniaturewonderland.de, located in Hamburg, Germany. Super large exhibition. So I guess it's all about that kind of stuff.
ooh,
He always
okay.
got good information. Um,
I will do that. That sounds fun.
let's see. A lot of people just making jokes because that's what they do.
It's
And
okay.
Roxanne said, "Yep, Lav is now my best friend."
Oh,
Yep, and you saw the one from Jess. Ricky said he used to do theater here in town from 5 to 15.
oh, woo, children's theater, good
And
times.
Geek Boy said, "Good luck figuring out a schedule," and he's right. It's very hard. There's so many people going these days.
Yeah,
The thing is, you're going to go at the same time somebody else. There's no way around it, unless you're going at 2 o'clock in the morning, and even then you got to pick your times. There is
right.
just streams pretty much every day, most of the day. So basically pick a day and just sort of stick with it. That's all
Mm,
the advice I guess I could give that way.
consistency.
It sucks because you're going over other people, but there's no way around it. Let's see. Stephen would like to. Were you ever very good friends with a Disney princess? And is it true that creeper dads hit on them? That's true.
I was. I was, and it's true.
It's true. Come on, yeah.
It's true. Actually, though, the worst interaction I ever had with a guest was when I was hanging out with um, Buzz Lightyear, and I don't know what people think is inside those costumes, but this man came up and straight up looked at his kid and said, "Watch this, buddy," and then punched me in the face.
What the?
Yeah,
Wow! Did
yeah,
he get like escorted out?
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
banned for life, and the
What
whole
was he
family
doing?
banned
Was
for life.
he drinking? I mean, what?
Probably,
Come
probably.
on.
The
Yeah.
alcohol
What did
flows
they
in
think?
Disney.
There's so many stupid people in the world. I didn't say
Sorry,
that.
I saw this. There are, though. There you go. I saw this question here. My mystery snails are living but not breeding unheated. Water level 4 inches down from top lid for humidity. What's best veg to feed? Well, they're unheated. That's your problem right there. So if it's just a room temperature water, they're not going to really, depending on what your room temperature is. But if it's low and below 70, they probably won't breed for you. They'll breed. Well, I don't know. She might not come out and lay eggs with cold water like that. Best veg to feed is either broccoli or green beans, in my opinion.
Um, there was another one too that I thought was above that. Nope. I guess. Oh wait, there it is. Mr. Manifesto, what
Oh,
snail are you interested in adding to your future snail collection? Is there anything out there now that you want to have that you don't?
yes. 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 Okay, so
Well, this will
there's a
take the rest of the hour.
yeah, well, I really wanna own real apple snails. I would love to own a wild apple snail. Um, and there's also wild Chinese trapdoor snails in my area.
Hmm.
We have a pond. One of my neighbor friends' kids found one day. And if you're watching this next time, you know who you are. You put it in your pocket and you bring it to me. I don't know what you were thinking, but next time.
Nice.
But really, the most one, and they're illegal to ship and they're illegal to sell. They're called Aspixili. I always say it wrong.
Hmm.
Aspixili. They look like mystery snails, except they're very banded. Their foot is like a purple
Oh.
galaxy-like. It's very cool, and they lay their eggs underwater in
Hmm.
yeah, but they look like exactly like mystery snails. That's definitely on my bucket
Oh
list.
yeah, I want some of those too. Those sound awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, Riddle put the link for that miniature Wonderland in the chat. So if you
Oh,
want to
I'm gonna
come back
have
and
to
look
come
at it,
back and look
yeah.
at it. Yeah.
And Geek Boy said, "Always a wonderful guy, but the rest of us are horrible people." I'm glad we understand each other.
Yeah. Well,
Pep wants to know what original server were you on for WoW?
originally I was on Illidan, and then I moved to Dalaran, and now I'm on Turalion.
Which,
To
go ahead.
I was just gonna say Tyrillian. I might have said it wrong. I always
Uh,
say things wrong.
which is a good segue into how did you get your name?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, let's tell that story.
Well, we don't
So,
have to tell the whole story.
my real name is not Lavinia, as some people do know. My real name is Heidi. This is the only time it will be said. So, there you go. And when I first made my priest that I play in World of Warcraft, I wanted to name her Lavinia. I'm a huge Shakespeare crazy person, and I just loved that name. Loved that name. But the spelling was taken.
Uh,
So I had to spell it weird, and every like normal looking spelling of the word was of the name was taken. So then I just spelled it that way and it stuck, and now I just use it for everything because
yep.
no one spells Lavinia that way.
That's funny because that's how I got my name pretty much. People had started calling me Rico, ironically, in the early 90s when the Rico Suave song came out. And then I needed something that sounded a little medieval for Asheron's Call, and I came up with Rico Stan, and so I've been Rico Stan since. So it's
Yep.
still from an MMO that I got my name.
Yep. And all my alts on World of Warcraft, if you know what an alt is, they all have Shakespeare names. Every single one of them.
Oh, you didn't just go with the number like Lavinia.
No.
Yeah.
No, well,
2,
except
3.
for my undead character is Ironval, which is Lavinia backwards.
Nice. That makes sense. Let's see. How do you sex mystery snails? I think that's
That's a good
actually
question.
it is, but is it? Do you think it's too involved? Do you want to point them at one of your videos, or do you feel like answering it? It's up to you.
Yeah, so in my beginner's guide to mystery snails, if you I have like certain sections tagged, and you can go to how do I tell what gender they are, and I kind of give a brief description there. I do have a video planned in the future. You just got to wait for them to be cooperative to show their stuff to you. And also, I'm noticing that my video got suppressed a little bit because I had to use some language that I didn't think was, especially when I'm being scientific and explaining about snails.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but I got a little notice. I was like, oh, weird. But anyway, the short version is that when you're looking at a snail, the side that they poop out of is the side that if it's a boy, there's a sheath that they tuck behind their poop shooter. Okay, so it's like
I'm
poop
sorry.
shooter, and then it's okay. This is how these are scientific terms. It's like poop shooter, and then the sheath is behind them, and then on this side is where they use that tube. On Instagram, we have Tubing Out Tuesday, where we celebrate the tube,
Yeah.
and that's where they breathe from the water column or from the surface. So it's on the other side, and
Oh,
if
it is
there's
from both.
no sheath, then it's a girl.
I thought the tube was only for like regular air. As I thought that's what they stuck out of the water to
They
get. They can actually,
they do.
but
They'll
they
stick
can
in a
breathe from the water as well with that.
Yep. Yes, they
Oh,
can
okay.
actually. So they have a lung, which is what they'll use when they go to the top. And you can actually see they'll fill their cavity sort of with air. So
Yeah.
sometimes if you look at the top of your mystery snail and it looks like it has a bubble, that's just air in their cavity. But yeah, so they'll go to the top and they can breathe air from the top to fill up their lung. But then which they use for buoyancy. So if they're flying around, that's what they're using to control
Yeah.
how they're flying around the tank.
I love
But
that.
then if they're in the tank and they're just like asleep and their tubes hanging out, then they're siphoning the water and getting the oxygen out of the water.
I'm being so good right now. I haven't made a single inappropriate joke, and it's so difficult. Stuff about air in the cavity and sleeping with the tube hanging out. That's all stuff that happens to me. So I'm just gonna. I'm trying to be a good boy. I'm
I'm trying
trying.
to scroll back up.
Um, let's see. So we talked about that. Lunatic Fringe said a friend of his did. Oh, it jumped on me right when I was saying it. Something about Broadway. Where did it go? Wow.
Stephen P. 2003, because it rhymes. I like it. Sorry, I was just reading.
Oh, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Love it. I love that. Yes. Yes. Do we want to talk about that? That's
And
fun.
yeah, he said Chewy wants to know what shows you did.
Oh, I never did the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's usually done like they do it in front of the movie usually. Like they'll play the movie screen and then there'll be actors in front. I never did that. I did go to it a couple times, which
Yeah.
is really fun. I don't know if they still do it now
Yeah. Well,
anywhere.
they used to. I mean, not that long ago.
Yeah.
I think my daughter's been to one.
Post-COVID world.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, what shows have I been in? It's Cinderella, Chorus Line, Hell's Kitchen, Our Town, Twelfth Night, Oklahoma. What else have I done? I mean, there's so many. My mind is drawing a blank because
Yeah.
I'm old.
You're
I
not
started when I was 9. I mean, there's a whole like section of children's shows that I did, like Charlotte's Web and James and the Giant Peach, and there's all this like little junior theater shows that they had made. And then we did like Lion King Jr. and Aladdin Jr. and a couple other things.
Aladdin Jr.?
I think it was Aladdin Jr.
I mean, what's an Aladdin that they had to juniorize?
And then in high school, we did a lot of talent shows. We didn't really have a drama club.
Mm.
My husband's coming up probably to remind me of all my shows. I did cabaret, which was really fun. Yeah, Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. I did that one. Oh, Pippin. Thank you, honey. He's up here. That was a good show too. Full Monty. Chorus Line. Did I say that?
Wow.
Chorus Line. I was the best shape of my life for that show, man.
Just a rough estimate. How many do you think you did over your lifetime?
Maybe 100. My husband just came into the room with picture. Come on over here.
Yeah,
Come
over.
Come here. Oh, he doesn't want to come into the stream, but this is when I was really young.
Hold on, let me get you on the full screen.
Oh gosh, it's like the glare is bad. So I'm in the middle when I'm really young there. Awesome. And then in Rhode Island here, there's a company called Theater by the Sea. Oh, this is from Will Rogers Follies. I'm where am I? Right here in the front.
Nice.
The glare is bad again. That was a really fun show. Lots of costume changes in that show. But so I worked at Theater by the Sea for a while, and
well, tell them thank you for bringing those up. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a different life, is what it was. Definitely.
Right. Let's see. A few people came in too that I didn't say hi to, so I apologize to you if I didn't say hi. Steph, I hate stupid people, would like to know what your favorite color snail is.
Oh yeah, I don't have one, which is why I have
all of them. Yeah, let's do that too.
Yeah.
Let's look at that real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I fed them right before the stream started. Yeah, we're already there. I fed them right before the stream started, so they're all out eating.
I love watching the videos of, even your Instagram stuff of all of them. Every time I do, I'm like, I can't buy anymore. I can't buy anymore. Maybe I'll buy some more. I can't buy anymore.
Hey, like I said in a couple videos that I've made, you can buy more. You just have to do more work.
Geek Boy said his mystery snails have not taken any of the green beans he's put in the tank so far, but the ram's
Oh.
horns cover them in a heartbeat.
Hey, some snails are picky. I'll be honest with you. Um, I have some snails that won't touch green beans either. So makes sense. Try a different veg. Try a snail cookie. Can't go wrong with an algae wafer. They love those.
Stephen wants to know if the mystery snails eat hair algae, and they do not, right?
No, with any kind of algae, they will graze on it, but they're not going to sit there and munch down on it for you and get rid of it.
Let's see.
There's no sand at the bottom. I see snails. Only snails. Yes.
I'm so far back. Origin stories, Balzac goo. Oh, there's so many inside jokes now. You know, I've been doing this. December 12th, I think, was my very first live stream. And I only made videos for about a month before that. And in that, 6 months, I've made so many friends, and there are so many inside jokes. And they're all inappropriate. Every single one of them. Those are my favorites, though. Let's see.
I was just reading, someone asked diseases that mystery snails can pass to humans. How, and can snails be treated for same or some? Or so yes, the mystery snail can pass the rat lung worm to humans, but only if they are a host, which usually are bred snails are not. Wild snails very well could be, and you have to eat it. So it's not like if you have a wild snail and they just happen to have that the rat lungworm and you handle them, you won't get it. But if you cook them and eat them, you will. But from what I hear, and this is why the population problem in the wild is so bad of mystery snails, is that they're not good eats. So someone sometime long ago started a mystery snail farm for escargot and realized it was awful and chewy and disgusting, and they released them to the wild.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know if you know that it's just me. It's like the lab show right now.
Oh, I didn't, and I did it the other way. I'm still looking at chat. I'm trying to.
I
I'm
should
trying to sort
too,
through.
instead of just talking and looking at my fish
No,
eating.
no, you're
The snails eating. Yeah, mystery snails are banned in the EU, and that's why. Because someone in France was like, "Oh, escargot."
Okay. Ricky wants to know what your favorite fish or tank is, and I'm going to hazard the guess that it's the snails right behind you there. That's probably your favorite tank. Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a tie between this one and this little 8-gallon right here. But only because my favorite snail is in there. So.
Gotcha. Chewy said, does she know a malcologist that studies snails? There's one in the entertainment industry. Excuse me.
I don't know. I have one gastropod scientist friend from UNLV that I speak to quite often, but I didn't know that there was. She's the only one I know. So.
Bottom Dweller says, wait, we have to feed snails? I never have. I never have. I feel like a bad snail owner now.
Yes, please feed your snail right now.
Yeah. I do the Snello. There's a ton of recipes out there for the Snello. I put some duckweed in the Snello too, so it's a way to get rid of a little bit of the duckweed. As I use that as one of the greens. But I also put in green beans, and I put in squash, and I put in the calcium, and there's a ton of recipes out there for it. I'm sure you have a video with recipes too, I believe, right?
I do have a couple too. I need to do another one soon because I actually have to make Snello, so might as well make a video about it. But Snello is so easy. You can really just make it up, like whatever you have at that point. As long as you have gelatin, you can really make anything.
Some veggies. My shrimp love it. I put it in the shrimp tank, and my guppies just go crazy for it. They absolutely love it. So I just put a piece in every tank when I go, if it had snails or not. Let's see if I can eat them.
Yeah, the guppies love it too.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they sample the snail before deciding to farm them? That's a
Good
good
question.
idea.
Maybe they didn't like snails. They just want to make some money.
I actually had someone last week ask me if they could buy a large amount of snails because they wanted to start an escargot farm. And I was like, no, you don't want to anyway. I tried to talk him out of it. Find a different snail.
Let's see. Indoor fishing. Marco said, "Are all mystery snails good producers of in? Say it for me. In. I can never say that word.
I don't know what that is, so you'd have to tell me what it is.
It's the little small stuff. Yeah, expand on the question for us, Marco.
Is that the stuff that shrimp eat?
It's little bits in the water, and is it? It's a bacteria. I don't know if it's not a bacteria. I don't know what it
Because
is. I've seen it, but I don't know what it is.
infusoria is how you say it, I guess.
Thank you. I've heard it a million times, and I can never. It never comes out of my mouth.
Microfauna. There, I have seen that a lot of mystery snail poop is good for shrimp. Like they eat the mystery snail poop, and there's something in their poop that's good for the shrimp. But I can't keep shrimp for some reason. I don't know why.
No, you would think
No,
that they would. You would think that they would like the, because the water, right? That's going to be
it's
close to the same.
yeah. I only bought them
Yeah.
once, and they all died within a week. So
Although now I think about it, I don't have mystery snails. I don't have any shrimps with my mystery snails either. Now that I think about it, because I have Bosemani rainbows in the one tank, which would eat the shrimp, and the other one has like crebensis and other stuff that would eat the shrimp too. So yeah, now that I think about it, it's weird. It just didn't hit me.
someone's asking, do you keep any fish with your snails, or will fish hurt them? So in this tank right here, there are probably 20 or so guppies, 25 guppies, and an orange female betta fish, and 4 autocinklates. In this tank that's right here, there's probably 100 snails, the 100 guppies, and oh my gosh, looking at it now, probably 300 tiny fry. And then actually, I saw in the chat somebody, I bet she doesn't like puffer fish.
Yeah,
That's my pea puffer tank.
yeah.
I love them. They're so cute.
I had mystery snails in with my guppies that are over here, and I noticed they started picking on the mystery snail. I had them with the guppies, and they started picking at them, and I mean a lot, not just a little bit. But one day I was watching, and they were just going at them, just constant every time they came out of the shell. So I finally moved them out of there, and one of them has a big bent, antenna now from it. But they were, I mean, I watched them actually nipping at their foot, and anytime they stuck anything out of the shell, guppies were going after them.
Wow.
So that was the first time, and first time I saw it, they were in there for months with no issues, and then just one day it started happening. And I feed them well. I mean, it's not anything like that.
Yeah, no, and that's not the first time I've heard of, because people are like, how many guppies are in there, and everybody's okay. The only one who nips tentacles is the betta that's in here. And if she keeps doing it, she's going to get moved. But I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten really lucky. I don't really know. They'll swim by them sometimes, and or go after the same food that they're trying to eat, and that will scare them sometimes. But I've never seen
actually
unless it was dead.
Yeah.
If it was dead, all bets are off. Everybody's going for it.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other? I'm not seeing any other questions right now. If I didn't answer your question, please pop it back in there again. I'm at the bottom of the chat. I did see Chewy he mentioned somebody, John Jeff Brandenberry, the father of Matt Brandenberry. Okay. Yeah. So
Cousin in
somebody else
snail.
was asking, there was another
Yep.
question in there? Green bottom. Oh, okay. They're talking about something else.
Yeah,
Uh,
they love Rapashi. Brienne's Fish Fam just asked since she has Rapashi. Yes, Rapashi's perfect for them. Before I figured out how to make my own Snello and how easy it is, I would get the Rapashi Soylent Green. That's what they ate for a long time. And that stuff's super easy to make. And everybody loves that too. The guppies go crazy for that too.
Kevin wants to know if you quarantine. Just curious. What do you bring in a
I
lot
do.
of? You don't bring in much new stuff though, really, right? Most of your stuff, especially snails, is not really new
I
to you.
I do actually.
Oh, do you? Okay,
I do. Well, you do have to keep up with new bloodlines. So if
that
you
makes sense. Okay,
because you don't want
yeah,
to inbreed too far. You can do a couple generations of
yeah,
the same sort of
that
family,
makes
but
sense.
you need to add new bloodlines every once in a while.
Gotcha.
And then, and if I get an influx of snails for saying this, it's okay. I will take in your snails. If you have too many snails and you contact me on Instagram and you're like, hey, Laugh, I have 150 snails and I need somewhere to put 50 of them and mail them to me. I got
Yeah.
room. So that's how I get new blood all the time. And yes, to answer the question, I do quarantine. I quarantine snails for 48 hours just to make sure I don't see anything coming out of them because that's really the only thing that they can bring in is like a leech or something.
Oh, gotcha.
And fish, of course, get quarantined as well. Yeah.
Okay. Knight Rider has an interesting question. If you if you had to be reborn as a snail, which would you be?
Um,
That's funny.
well, like obviously a mystery snail.
Yeah.
What color? I don't know. Purple. Purple is probably because I really
Purple.
love my logo, so probably
Yeah.
purple.
And you guys, again, I know I said this. I know Jess also made a video about the boxing, but seriously, you need to look at how well the snails come in. When you open up this package, it's amazing because there's so many little. This goes back to your miniatures. You know, the eye for detail. I can see now how that would be interesting to you because you really have an eye for detail on the packaging. I mean,
Thank you.
even the outside duct tape that you use is purple, you know, and um,
Yeah,
just the wax. Is that actually a wax?
my wax stamp.
Yeah, that is so
Yeah,
cool. When I saw it, I was like, wow.
that's
I
really therapeutic for me to do.
yeah,
So on Sunday night when I'm, getting the boxes ready for Monday, that's the last thing I do is I sit down, I get my orders, I go through, I look at, and one by one, I write everyone a thank you note. And then I just sit there calmly and let my wax melt and do my wax stamps on each one. And it's just a little bit of arts and crafts at the end
yeah.
of
It,
shipping
it
prep.
it is so professional, and
Oh,
you
thank
look
you.
at it and it doesn't look like something that just came from a hobbyist, which you are a hobbyist, but you're up here in your hobby. It looks like something that has been run through marketing teams and they put together the best thing for it. I mean, it's an incredible
Oh,
packaging.
thanks.
And I
Thank
buy
you.
everything online. I buy all my fish stuff online. I've been to a fish store on 3 occasions, and everything else that's in my fish room came from online. So I buy a lot of stuff online.
Yeah.
um, let's see. There was some other. Oh, there's a good question there from Steph.
Yeah.
How much calcium do you use a week or month for the snails? How much do you go through?
Yeah. So I actually used to blow through liquid calcium. Like I would spend $10. I would use a bottle a week on because some of these tanks get 2 water changes a week. So I would go through a lot of liquid calcium. Basically, what I do now is I get those big calcium blocks from Crayfish Empire
Mm.
and I will hide them. So there's one way in the back so you can't
Oh,
see it.
okay.
Um, and then there's a handful of calcium chips in the other side. So I tend to hide the calcium in the tank because if you put it right in front, it can get really messy and then you look at it and it's just a mess.
Yeah.
But so if you just kind of stick it in the back and forget about it, That's what I do now. I also my new favorite product ever, and I'm a huge pusher of it, is Equilibrium. So since I've started using Seachem's Equilibrium, my calcium levels have gotten really
Gotcha.
high and have maintained a good level for me.
Well, how do you test your calcium too? Do
I
you
have a
use
calcium test.
the API one or
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, it comes in like a
I,
little box.
yeah, I really need to get one because I we have well water here, and I know my water is really hard, but I don't know what's in it.
Mhm.
So I might, I don't know if I have too much calcium. I don't know. I need to get it tested.
Well,
So
snails can't OD on calcium,
gotcha.
like land snails can, I believe, OD on calcium, but aquatic snails can't. So
Good to know. I
yeah,
definitely need to get one of those though, just to make sure. Um, okay, did I skip anything
they
else?
do travel first class. They don't fly first class. If I had my snails fly first class, that would be expensive shipping. But
um, oh, do you try to keep shrimp with the snails? Wondering if the calcium competition was too much.
oh,
We
maybe,
talked about that, didn't we? Did we talk about that? My
maybe,
voice got really high. Did we talk about that?
yeah. It definitely well could have been it. And I think they were neocardinia shrimp, like the easiest ones you're supposed to be able to keep. Um, they did not make it. I should try again. All my tanks are seasoned now, and
Yeah.
that was sort of at the very beginning before I even started selling them. So,
Maybe I'll move one in this little 5 gallon here, one of the mystery snails, because there's a bunch of shrimp in there, and just see how it goes. And it's very seasoned too. I don't really do much with the tank other than very, very rare water changes because the shrimp just love it. They're exploding in there. Um,
someone said the calcium tests I see are usually labeled for salt water. Is that the right one? It just said API calcium test yeah, I got it on
yeah,
Amazon.
yeah, that's why I was going to say I saw them on Amazon. I didn't see that if it was salt or fresh.
And the
Um,
extreme amount of calcium that I put in my tank, someone asked if it's okay with fish.
yeah,
Doesn't do anything into to my bettas. And also my hard water doesn't do much to my bettas. Did I say bettas? Guppies. Doesn't do anything to my guppies. Also doesn't do anything to my bettas. So, because bettas like soft water most of the time.
yeah. I and again we have incredibly hard water, and I'm keeping stuff that really probably should be in softer water, but I'm not trying to breed anything yet, so I'm
Mhm.
not too concerned. Um, and yeah, Kevin, best place to get snails from Lav is actually our fish collective. I think I said Get Gills earlier, but she
I'm not
actually
on Get
sells.
Kills.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So our fish collective.
Yeah. That's just the easiest place to buy them from me, really is, all online. You pay with PayPal. It's pretty simple. And then if you do follow me on Instagram, um, send me a
Hey,
message or leave a little note in your purchase when you buy it, and I will tag you in my shipping post. I always do like an
yeah,
Instagram shipping post every week.
it's so exciting. Hey, there's Terry. Terry, I was wondering. I haven't seen you in a couple days, so I was wondering if you were okay. So it's good to see you, Terry. Um, let's see. What about calcium slow release block for turtles? It's a lot less expensive now for me. Huh?
Yeah, the
Is that
other
the same type that you use, or
I'm not sure about the ones for turtles because sometimes the ones for land snails are different than the ones for aquatic snails. So I'm really not sure about turtles. But the very inexpensive version of a calcium block are those Beta Vacation blocks
oh yeah,
you can find because those are made with pure calcium carbonate and they usually have all sorts of really fun food in there for the snails.
I just get that pack from was it the Crayfish Empire that the $5 for shipping? The
Yep,
little
you can get it
bag you get
free.
there. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I get
I
that all the
love
time.
that site so much.
Um, let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Oh, we still got some time. Um, let's see. And can somebody check and see if Diego is going at 8 o'clock for me? I know. Oh, we didn't say this. Today is Diego's birthday. What's his new name again? It's Multiple Aquariums, right? I think
Happy birthday.
so. I believe it's Diego's 50th birthday today. So if you see Diego, make sure you say happy birthday. And if somebody could check and see if he goes, because he usually goes at 8 o'clock. So I want to make sure we're done before then. But he might have. He said he might be going out to enjoy his birthday. So if he's gonna go, then we'll end. If not, then we'll just go till we go.
I know snails aren't that exciting.
I think they are, and
I do
obviously
too. I was
there's
just being
still
facetious.
there's still 52 people in here watching.
All
Um,
right. Oh
so
my gosh, there are. That's
so
wonderful.
that's amazing, and a 44 likes. You guys are awesome. Um,
Thank you for being here, everyone.
Kaylor, uh, ask him about incarceration. I think you talking about Terry or what's
I
this
see
one? Oh no, that's something else he was talking about. If you see something, go ahead. Don't.
I was just gonna say some Foxy's Fishy said love Crayfish Empire. I cannot tell everyone how much I love that place. Like, I actually found Grant is the owner because I was looking for food for my snails, and I was like, oh wow, all this stuff is really great. And then I bought it the first time, and the snails go like crazy for it. And so then I just started buying it and posting about it on Instagram, and then I don't know. I think he contacted me and he was like, "Hey, do you want a code?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take a code."
Maybe we could
So,
throw your code up in here.
sure. It's
Up
just
in here.
capital LAV,
Oh,
and
actually,
you'll get
Myrtle.
15% off.
Myrtle's he's already got it in there.
Thank you, Myrtle. You're
That
so good.
guy. And Mike's asking me if I learned about beads while incarcerated. Mike, we've talked about this. That's all from your mom, buddy. That's all from your mom. She taught me everything I know about beads.
Just use something with a stop at the end, okay?
Yeah. Don't want to go to the hospital. Can you use calcium supplements for saltwater or the freshwater mystery snails? So can you use
Are
they the same? The saltwater ones, are they any different?
I have bought a couple liquid calciums off of Amazon that were like, use this in your reef tank. So I did use that once. I tend to just stay with freshwater things. Mystery snails are hardy on one hand, but on the other hand, they're very weirdly sensitive to some things.
Got you. So, is there something off the top of your head you can think of that they're very sensitive to? Like
any sort of medicine for your fish.
Yeah.
Melafix, Primafix, Betafix, all that stuff will slow them right down. They almost get paralyzed. They're not dead. They're not dying. They're just slow.
Copper?
Copper's a big no-no. They will die.
Okay.
So if the medicine has copper in it, take the snails out.
I know.
Anything to treat ick. That reminds me, I saw in the chat earlier, someone said, can snails bring ick into your tank? No.
Good to know.
But they can bring hydra and limpets. I had snails come in one time with limpets on them.
Which are little like barnacle type things, right?
They're like, they almost look like snails that never left their little egg sac, and they don't have a shell. So they're like these little things with a snail mouth. I don't know, limpet.
It just sounds, I don't know. I like snails, but that doesn't sound very...
I don't really like them too much, but...
So if the calcium block is made up of this, it's good, right? Calcium sulfate, magnesium chloride. That sounds like an okay one?
Yep.
There you go, Patty.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as the magnesium is like towards the end of the ingredient list, because too much magnesium isn't good. But as long as it's towards the end, should be good.
I still don't know if Rico tugged a win for his side of the rope. That's another inside joke.
I got to learn about this tug of war.
I mean, it's not that inappropriate. All right. I'm just going to tell it.
All right.
So the other night, there's this great website. I don't see him in here tonight, but Mike from Florida Fish Rescue created a website called fishtuber.com, and it's for all of us fish tubers. You would be involved in that. It's for us to talk and to post our links and all. It's a cool. It's like Facebook for fish tubers, right? Basically, it's a WordPress site. Well, he was going through a presentation, and it was sort of serious. Like he had a tie on and everything. He was really pushing the site in a good way. He was on Bob Kaler's site or stream. Yeah, and Riddle just put it up there. So he was really going through a pretty professional presentation for it. And when you go into FishTuber, you have a profile page, okay? Mm-hmm. And you can go to that profile page and put up images. So I went to, you know what? Let's just do this. I'm going through all this. Why don't I just show you?
You should, you should
show you. So we're going through all of this. We're going through this big presentation that's very professional. And I said, hey, Mike, could you please go to my profile? Because I have a question for you. I want to see something on I want you to explain something for me on it. So he goes, yeah, sure. So we went to my my profile, which I wait for it to come up here. And this is what he saw. It's loading a little slow right now. Okay. This will take me just a second.
And I'm reading chat and I just keep getting, it's like tug of war.
Yeah.
Just when we thought Prima Fix did nothing.
That was good. I did see that. So he came on to my profile page, and this is what he saw. And that's the only reason I wanted him to come to my profile page, was to see the anal bead tug of war image on my profile. So again, he's doing a very professional, presentation, and he gets hit with the anal bead tug of war. So I thought it was hilarious. Most people were laughing. Mr. Manifesto, if he's still in here, he almost ruined it. Because he said, "Oh, that's a funny picture you put," and I was like, "Shh," And then I kept asking him to go look at it. So it was funny.
Oh, you guys! Funny.
So now it's a thing. Now it's a big, tug of war.
Well, I'm glad now I'm in on it.
Yes. Are you though?
So okay, I'm seeing some people are afraid of bringing in snails with plants. I always enjoy snails, and I certainly think they add to the ecosystem of the aquarium. They definitely add to the ecosystem of the aquarium, and they don't eat plants. They do eat, okay, I said this in my mystery snail guide too. They don't eat plants, with the exception of duckweed. They will destroy all of your duckweed. They will eat it all for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But they won't eat your plants. If they're dead or dying, or the leaves are dying, or the roots are dying, they will eat that plant. But they'll leave everything else alone.
I haven't seen them eating the duckweed. But I shouldn't say that, though, because I've seen them at the top. I just didn't realize I have so much duckweed that, I just haven't noticed it.
Yeah. Do you fast them once a day or once a week?
Yes. Usually Sundays, I don't feed at all Sundays for all the tanks. So
good.
Has Rico had a stroke? I missed that too. I don't know. All right. Any other questions? We are closing in on the 8:00 hour, and I didn't see anything about Diego. Did anybody happen to see? Did I miss that? I'm scrolling back up just to see.
Yeah, I might have missed something too. So if you had a question and we missed it, just plop it in.
Yeah, if we didn't hit your question by now, please put it back in there.
I was hoping Harvey would make an appearance, but he didn't. He's my chimera mystery snail. He's half darkfoot, half whitefoot.
Yeah, I would be awesome to see him. I have seen him on Instagram though.
Yeah, that's the best place to see his cute
Okay,
little
haven't
face.
seen a link for Diego. Okay. Oh, Foxy said my mysteries make a funnel with their foot at the top of the water to catch and eat
Nice.
duckweed. When are you expanding to a mega snail room? Riddle wants to know.
Hmm. When I move.
Yeah, is that in the future? You guys
You know,
plan?
soon, at some point soon. This is my dining room. So I've turned my dining room
Gotcha.
into half of my snail room. So there's 4 tanks in here. There's 5 tanks in my kitchen, and there's 1 tank in my living room.
What's in the 5 in the kitchen? Are those mostly snails as well, or what?
Yeah, so the 20 long that's on my island in the living room in the kitchen is all ivories and blues, as well as some guppies. I love guppies. I have them in every tank. They're just really good at keeping the detritus worms and like copepods to a minimal
Gotcha.
level, so I
Yeah,
try to utilize them. And then the nursery tank is in there, and that's where I keep newborn mystery snails up until about the size of like a pea, chickpea, and then they come in here. If they're pretty enough, they go in here. These 2.
if they're pretty enough.
Yeah.
And how many don't make the cut, percentage
Well,
wise,
you mean like live to be this size or?
or pretty enough?
Lately, most of them, which is really nice.
Yeah,
Uh, but sometimes some do have defects. Some do have, weird things that they were born with their shell.
yeah,
But if you buy snails from me, I really try to only send out the best that I have. So
yeah. I've never gotten anything that was off at all. Kevin said lethargic is the word you were thinking of when you mentioned adding meds into a snail tank. Yeah.
yeah, lethargic. They
Um,
definitely slow down.
what was the most usual info people miss on mystery snails? So the most common information, maybe that people don't know, or maybe Mickey, I'm not sure. Most usual info people miss on mystery snails. So I think he's asking what's something common that people don't know or have wrong. And there's Chubbs. Hey, Chubbs.
Hey,
Is that
Chubs.
something you can? That's a
Um, yeah, number 1, you have to feed them. I think a lot of people get mystery snails and they're like, "Oh, they'll just clean my tank. I
yeah,
don't have to feed them." They won't live long because they're gonna starve to death. So you have to feed them. And also, I know a lot of people put salt in their tanks on a regular basis at water change. And that will slowly kill your snails, if not immediately.
okay. That's
Um,
good to know.
so I would say you have to feed them, no salt,
No salt
and
at all, really. They don't.
at
They just
all.
okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm even really careful if I have a fish that, is looking weird and they go in the quarantine tank. When they come back, there's no trace of except for the water that's on their little body that goes in there. So
Gotcha, gotcha.
so yeah, I would say feed them.
Um, let's see. What was it? Taco? What did it say? S wants to know where was that? It jumped on me again. Taco or burrito? I, which do you like better, tacos or burritos?
Me? Oh,
Yeah,
I guess I have to be in the mood, but tacos. I like
we had
tacos.
we had tacos tonight.
I love a good
Well, there's
taco.
Taco Tuesday. So my youngest son is the cook. He's 19. He cooks every night just about, unless we
Oh, lucky
order out or
you.
something. Yeah, he does, and he's a good cook. Except for the one time he made pizza from scratch and he put pumpkin pie spice in the crust. That was
Whoops.
interesting. That was on purpose. He wanted to try something. I
Oh,
was like, you can try stuff with your food, but not when you're making it for us. It
trying to
wasn't
be
that bad, to
creative.
be honest. It wasn't. It was okay. We had a veggie pizza, and it was actually okay. He's so funny.
Natural Aquariums asked what I think about the name Mystery Snails. I think it's silly,
Yeah,
to be honest. Oh, why are they a mystery snail? Oh, because
yeah.
it's a mystery. No, I don't know. I think originally when they got their name, because they're so closely related to apple snails, it's a mystery, or I don't know. I
Now,
tend to say Palmacia brigesi. It just rolls off my tongue, so I tend to say that.
yeah, I probably will never say that. Excuse me. Now, are they a type of mystery snails, or they're just related to apple snails? Are they a type of apple snail, or are they
So
just
we'll
related?
Yeah, so we'll do a little comparison here.
Yeah.
So a mystery snail is an apple snail,
Okay.
but an apple snail is not a mystery snail.
Gotcha.
So they're the same, oh my gosh, biology. They're the same genus, but
Okay.
not the same species. Is that correct?
I think so.
So, like
I'm sure we'll be corrected.
an apple snail is Palmacia caniculata, I think is how you say it. And a mystery snail that you normally buy in the store is Palmacia diffusa or Palmacia brigesi. And the ones that you find in the wild are usually the caniculata, and those are the ones that get to be like the size of an apple.
Gotcha. And look awesome. I would love to have one of those too.
I know, me too. And their eggs, some of their eggs are like green and some of their eggs are hot pink. It's really
Yeah, yeah, I
cool.
saw those ones. This is
Really
a good
cool.
question. Would Lav consider being a guest on Foxy Fish's show? Roxanne?
Oh, sure, sure.
See, I told you it was going to happen.
Maybe we
You
can encourage each other to sing something.
you guys are going to be best friends. I'm telling you.
Uh,
As soon as we started talking backstage, just that first 5-10 minutes, I was like, you and Roxy, I bet would like each other quite a bit. You have a lot in common. So you're either gonna enjoy each other's company or you're gonna hate each other because you're that close. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's somebody's too much alike, and you don't like them, and you don't even realize why. It's because they remind you of you.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
National Aquarium said apple snails are illegal in many states. I believe so.
they
Yeah,
are. They
most
are.
places, I think.
They're completely illegal to sell and illegal to ship. As far as for me shipping just these Palmacia brigesi, I can only ship within the continental United States, within the lower 48. I can't ship out of country. It's a $25,000 fine and 10 years of jail time.
Wow. Can you imagine? What are you in here for?
Mystery snails.
I ship some snails.
Doing time.
Is that a euphemism? What is that?
I've been using Tums as calcium. Yeah, that's okay as long as they're not the berry ones. I've heard really bad things about the berry ones.
Is there any states that you can't ship to? It's all the lower 48.
Yeah, I cannot ship to Alaska
Okay.
or
Yeah, yeah.
Hawaii.
Okay. I was, because it seemed like somebody else was saying that there was another state that they maybe recently had made them illegal. Maybe I'm thinking of the apple snails again.
Oh, I should look that up. Well, apple snails, they can't ship anywhere.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of, is they were talking about apple snails.
But again, I mean, if we're going to be quiet about it, nobody looks in the box.
If it's not marked as such.
Well, yeah, I have mystery snails all over the outside of my box. So
That's true. Yeah.
yeah.
In fact,
Thursday night at 7 Eastern. Okay.
hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Write that down. Thursday night at 7. Foxy Fishies, are you on Instagram? You should send me a message on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry.
I will read. See if I have some.
Okay. Sorry about that.
We
I just
already
want to
answered
do
that. That's okay. Oh, there's my box.
that. Look
Yeah.
at that. Okay. Nice. And we get.
Do you love the tab? I'm very proud of that pull tab on the lid.
You know what? I am. And let's get a close up of that.
And I can't find any more of those. So my stickers are going to change. Yeah, but that pull tab, because every time I ordered anything from Aquatic Arts or wherever, I had to like chisel to get into the thing. So the pull tab is definitely helpful. Yeah, thanks.
And it also comes with an awesome little envelope. The envelope has the wax seal, and it's got a nice little message in it, and it's just
I'm glad you like it.
Greg, Greg the guppy guy, 3G had to go there. Well, hopefully your husband has a good sense of humor.
He'd probably agree with you. We'll just put it that way. But thank you. Actually, the packaging, there's a little story behind the packaging, so we'll tell
Nice.
you. So, I used to not put as much tape on the box. And then I was on Instagram or Reddit. It might have been on Reddit. And I was scrolling through and someone was like, I ordered some sort of fish in the mail and here's the box. And the box was like completely ripped,
Uh,
totally like shredded. The sides were open and they still delivered it to him. Like, here you go.
we didn't do that.
Yeah. And so I just sort of made it my priority that that will not happen to these boxes. So there should be a warning on the outside, like get yourself a knife because you're going to need one.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely aren't opening up, because I like to do the unboxings, and I had to pause like 3 different times to
I
open it
know.
up.
I know.
But that's good,
Better
that's what
safe
it's
than
be.
sorry.
They're really good tug. Let's see. I missed something Patty was doing. Mary Page is in here.
Yeah. See, IHSP just put a yet another explanation for how they're called mystery snails. I've heard
Yeah.
so many different things of how they got their name, mystery snails.
I have had trouble getting mine to the babies to live.
Yeah.
And we don't need to talk about that now, but
Sure.
I've gotten a ton of clutches, and they look good, and I see movement. They start hatching out, and then I never see. I put a little piece of styrofoam with the one that was hatching out, and let it float in a breeder box,
Mhm.
and I never saw another snail after that. They just sort of
Did they climb
disappeared.
out into the water?
Yeah, I saw them climbing right off, and they go into this mesh breeder box,
Oh.
but it was very, very fine mesh. So I
Mhm.
don't think they made it through. Maybe they did, but I never ever saw another mystery snail
Oh,
out of
bummer.
it. Yeah, so I just got to work on. I'm sure it's something. And again, I haven't tested for calcium and things like that. Well, you're saying that they can't OD on it though. So,
No.
um,
But
is Chubbs had a question? I missed it.
sorry, so did I.
Oh, best food for Japanese trapdoor snails.
Same thing. Same thing you give mystery snails. I have 3. Actually, I have 4 babies right now, Japanese trapdoors in the other room, which I love. They're so cute. Um, but same thing. I think they're chowing down on a snail cookie right now from Crayfish Empire. That's what everyone's eating.
Nice.
So same thing.
Yeah, I like those little cookies. You put a sample in there too, and those are pretty cool. I'm gonna have to actually get some of those this time. I mean, I like the Snello and stuff, but it's nice to throw one of those in there once in a while too, or a few
Yeah,
little ones.
yeah, they love it.
Let's see. Okay. Well, we're a little bit after 8.
Sure.
I think we're going to, unless anybody else has any other questions or anything. Let's give it just a couple more minutes since the chat is behind. Hey, Lav, thanks so much for coming up and hanging with us. I hope
Thank
to see
you for
you.
having me.
Yeah, it was awesome. I knew it was going to be. And I hope to see you do your own live streams pretty soon too. I think that would be great. I think there's definitely a niche there that we have a lot of different information, right, and all these different streams, but I don't know of anybody who is really focused on snails.
Does a
So
snail stream.
I think that would be amazing, and I think that you would really fill a good spot there. So
Oh, thank you.
here's a question. 2
Uh,
mystery snails are getting white on their shells. Any tips to fix this? I've been using calcium chips.
yeah, that's probably erosion. from low pH in your tank, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to fix it. It'll never come back, but you can stop it, and that's just by upping your pH and increasing the calcium that they ingest, just to make sure any new growth is strong. But
And
unfortunately,
that's a good one too. Let's say they do develop an actual hole in there. What's the best way to fix that, or should you?
yeah, I'm actually going to do a video about this pretty
Let's
soon.
actually don't go in
Um,
depth then. Let's
it
go ahead and
You just got to patch it. That's
okay.
all. You can patch it. And same thing if your snail falls out of your tank and gets a bad crack, usually you got to patch it.
What's the best thing to patch it with?
If you have a piece of mystery snail shell,
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this right here, but this is a jar of shells. Um,
let's see it again. Hold on.
excuse me.
Let's see. Can we?
Oh,
Which one is it in? Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, I've seen how you processed them and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Look at all those snails you killed. That was sort of a
That's not
scary laugh.
nice.
That was a scary laugh. I bet you use that on your husband a lot, don't you?
Huh?
I bet you use that laugh on your husband a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
When he says something, I bet you use that laugh on him because that was sort of scary.
sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't mean to be. Well, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, acidic water, as I just was reading the chat again. That's
Yeah.
the only thing I can say for that. It can't be reversed. If you get a crack in your shell, I would use either a mystery snail shell or a raw egg shell with the membrane still attached, and a very small amount of gel super glue.
Awesome.
Yep.
If you need help when you decide to start live streaming, don't hesitate. I will definitely, help you out with the technical side of things if you need anything
I
there.
appreciate that very much so. Thank you very much.
And hey, everybody, still 43 people in here. That's great. Thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah,
Glad
thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it.
this has been. I knew it was going to be great. It's definitely a good one. And everybody, let's see. Monday, Ed and I do our geek out thing, and then next Tuesday is Science Girl Carrie from Science Girl Aquatics, and that's actually our 20th episode already. Can you believe that?
Wow, woohoo!
20 episodes. That's just amazing. It seems like it. We just started doing it, and 20 in already. So.
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm reading all your nice things that you're saying in chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything and the support. I really do. It's fun for me to do, and I just love them so much. And like I said, the whole reason I started the YouTube channel was to get more information on the YouTubes about them, because I had a hard time finding information when I first started. So,
Yeah. Well, you're doing an amazing job, so keep up the good work.
oh, thank you so much.
All right, everybody. We'll
I
see you on the
appreciate
next
it.
one. We'll see you in the streams later tonight, and take care.
Thank you.